Good morning, Stampers. I'm Meg from LovenStamps, and it is a Tuesday morning, Maker Mornings with Meg, and this is our 100th episode. So kind of crazy, but we are still going strong, right? Lots of good ideas. So yesterday, I talked about paper pumpkin and shared some sneak peek kinds of things, and you can see, this side, you can see my flowers in the background. So pretty. And I wanted to show a project today for you that is kind of a fun celebration. It's a pop-up card, and who doesn't love a pop-up card? It's actually a really simple pop-up card. So I'm going to show you the cutting and scoring directions for the card base, and then I'll just touch a little bit on the background parts and give you some tips for that. But we are using the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set. This guy right here with all those fun little chickens, and the dies from this we are using, but we're also branching out because there's a second birthday chick or a second chick stamp set. It's this one, the Hey Chick stamp set, and the set of dies that go with it. And you'll see, if you know this die set, you'll know that most of mine are not in this package. So some of the dies are from the Hey Chick bundle, and some of our dies today are from the Hey Birthday Chick bundle. So you could certainly do this card with just the Hey Birthday Chick. You would just have a fewer less choices for your creating your barnyard scene. So good morning, Rhode Island, Margaret. Hey, Trish and Cheryl and Tanya and Carol and everybody. So, all right. Okay, guys, I am going to, without further ado, flip you down here. And I think I will try not to drop my camera today, which is always kind of a helpful thing. So here we go. All right. Yay, success. Okay, so here we have our sort of basic supplies. I have some stuff cut out here already that I'm going to show you. So, and some things that are stamped. But like I said, we're going to start here with our basic card base. And the basic base is going to be any size square for this kind of card. But the one I'm using for this project is 8.5 by 8.5. And I need to bring in my trimmer. Yeah, I'll need my trimmer here. So I'll bring this here in a second. But actually, to make this card, you simply start off by scoring halfway and making a plus sign. And you know what? I am going to go ahead and score it. So I was trying to decide for a second. So I'm going to score. I'll get my cutting blade out of the way so I don't accidentally make an error. I'm going to score at 4 1/4 inches, which is half of 8.5. And I'm going to score this whole way, and then I'm going to score this way, again at 4 1/4, so I'm making a plus sign. Okay, and then here's the trick. I'm going to take my cutting blade, and without moving this, I'm going to bring it up and stop at the halfway mark, okay? So that I've scored half of it and cut half of it. So basically, this is what we have, 4 squares with a cut on the side. Now, if you are getting the LovenStamps monthly tutorials for February by placing an order, any size in my online store, you'll have these printed and ready to go. Those are my gift for stampers for ordering from me, which I appreciate. If you're not getting those, then that's fine. You can also just follow along here and write down the directions. But I just wanted to let you know that the pictures will be in there. And they'll also be on my blog. So you can look for this particular graphic later today on my blog to kind of remind you how to do this card. Okay, because there's one more score we need to make. And that score is to put a diagonal on this corner right here. Let's see. Cindy says she's catching me before she goes to Augie for the day. Have a good one. We'll be coming to visit you sometime soon, Cindy. Okay. Anyway. So I'm going to bring this to the center. Now I find that when I am going to score someplace like to a point, I like to start at that point because I can most easily see where I'm setting my blade down, in this case my scoring blade, and then I can go ahead and score across there. All right, so now I have my corner. Okay, now easy to fold. All right, so I'm going to start here with my card base, and so this is step 1. Step 2 is to fold up to the bottom. Step 3 is to take this corner and bring it down here along this score line. Step 4 is to bring the bottom back up. Step 5 is bring it across, and then you have to just admire your work, right? So there's our corner base that's gonna work that way. Okay, but let's back up here because what we need to do is put some adhesive on here. And in the picture, I've used tear tape, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use Seal Plus. You want to use a strong adhesive for this. Seal Plus or tear tape are my preferred choices. Okay, remember to keep rolling when you're using that. And then go ahead and fold across. Now, you can actually do this, you can fold it differently and have the same result. The reason that I like this version is that it puts the double fold and this extra seam line on the back of my card. So it's not right here at the front when I open it, okay? Because this is how the card's gonna be opened. So this is the front, and then ta-da, there's our corner, okay? So you can certainly do it another way too, but this is the directions will give you that one. Let's see, Teresa says she's watching live. Ah, well, I'm glad you're up early with us today. Okay, so next we are going to add some layers to our card, and I'm going to pop on this layer here of the Granny Apple Green, and then, whoops, and then I'm actually gonna show you, I started too fast there. I'm actually gonna show you a trick for the inside. So I know that adding this layer to the front is not crazy, super exciting, but the inside is going to be. All right, and so now we want to have sort of a grassy scene on the inside of our card. And so what I'm gonna do for that is go ahead and cut our paper here. So it's the same size, so it's 4x4 square, the same one I used on the front, but I'm going to go ahead and pop it on here at the diagonal. And I didn't mention this when I was lining up before, but the easiest way to do this accurately is to go ahead and line up this corner of your cardstock and this corner of your cardstock right on this cutting track. And then you know that you're getting that, you know, truly right in the center of that diagonal. So you can remember that tip for the other also when you're doing your base scoring. Okay, and this doesn't need quite as much adhesive, but we'll pop some on here anyway. And then now here is the trick. You're going to put these on here, but you want to abut the score line in the center without crossing it. Because you still want your card to fold. You don't want to cross over the score line, so it's gonna leave just a teeny crack in there, which is perfectly fine. It kind of accentuates our fun score card, but there is gonna be the front of our card and then that little grassy bit for the inside, okay? So the nice thing about this card is it's really fun for creating a scene. So lots of cool ideas and possibilities, but the dies for this set give you even more possibilities. So I have here the corn, the sign, the little chicken coop, our chickens, the little kernel corn that goes with the corn, a fence and grain bag and stuff. So this is a mix from the two different dies, the ones that match both Hey Birthday Chick and Hey Chick. So this is a mix of both dies, just to be clear. All right, so now I am going to, I have these all cut for you, and I'm gonna bring these in and I'm gonna give you a couple tips on assembling. And so I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool so that I can keep my fingers from getting gluey. And I'm going to bring in my multi-purpose liquid glue and my silicone mat. Now the nice thing about working on a silicone mat is that you don't have to fret too much about your pieces getting stuck down to your paper. We wanna sort of be in control of our glue here, so we don't wanna go too crazy. But we also want to make sure that we have enough glue to get the pieces stuck down. So I think there's room for about 3 of these little corn kernels. Oops. I just realized I did that wrong. I got so excited to glue them down. 3 corn kernels on the stalk here. I don't know. I'm not sure. I live in corn country, but I don't know how many corn kernels you get off of a single stalk. Maybe there's more information. So I'm using my Take Your Pick tool and I'm putting these on here. I think we need just a teeny bit more glue. I can barely see it. I always say with green lid glue, if you can see it, there's enough glue, but you can see how fabulous it is to be popping these on with my Take Your Pick tool because it keeps the glue off my fingers. And then I'm gonna go back and add just a little more glue. I have one corn kernel that's gonna go on the inside of our card, so I'm gonna pop a little glue on the bottom of each of these corn ears. And oh, Tanya says she's exercising while watching today. You go. I could use that. So let's see. There we go. Now I'm gonna pop these corn sheath, what do you call those things? Oh my goodness. You know, the things you shuck when you shuck corn, the green parts. They're all corn husks, the husks. Although I don't know, maybe husks are only the dried version. I don't know. We need a good ag person to tell us. Okay, so I'm gonna pop those on there, and then when I wanna move stuff around, the easiest way to do it is to just use the pointer tool of my Take Your Pick tool. Now, oops, and then one more here. Like I said, I love that I don't have to worry about these getting glued to my mat because they won't stick to it, so I can easily pick them up when I'm done. All right, so we're gonna set those to dry. We have our fence and so forth here. I did, for the chicken coop here, I did wanna show you these, 3 choices. And so what I did for this one was I took my die, I tapped it onto my ink pad, and then I die cut it, and it has just a little bit of ink in the grooves there. Let's see, can you see that? There we go. Just a little bit of ink in the grooves to kind of accentuate. This one I also did, but I pressed pretty hard, and so I got a lot of ink in the background. And the lines are a little bit more accented, but not, I kind of like the slighter version better. And then this one is just a little different. I colored it with my Stampin' Blend, my soft suede one, and I just highlighted the lines that I wanted there. So lots of good possibilities for that. I'm gonna set those aside. Set this aside, and we're gonna make some backgrounds here. And I've showed some of these techniques already, so I'm gonna gloss over them just a little. If you want to have more in-depth information about any of these techniques for the rest of the card, you're gonna want to check YouTube or Facebook for my Hey Birthday Chick videos, because I've gone over them quite a bit. But for both the inside and the front of our card, I'm going to do my blending brushes, wipe, swirl, swirl, wipe, swirl, swirl is what I usually say to myself. And we're not gonna worry too much about how smooth the color is, but I'm gonna put the barnyard space at the bottom and then the grass in the background. Now the blending brushes are on unorderable status right now, so you're gonna have to add them to your wish list, and then remember to add them to your order. Don't worry, I will remind you. At the end of March when they come back in stock, these guys were super duper popular. And in the meantime, you can use your sponge daubers or your Stampin' sponges to get a real similar effect, even if it's not exactly the same. So, all right. So now we have our 2 background layers, and I am going to start assembling. So I have my chicken coop here that's going to go in the back. And I really love using the multi-purpose liquid adhesive, which I use often enough that I know the product number is 100755. Links are in the video description. But I use it all the time because it's so easy to apply. You just want to try and keep it off your fingers by not touching parts that you have glued. And we're making the front of our card here. It doesn't grab instantly, so I always tell people you just need to give it a second to grab on. So I'm gonna set that there to give it a chance to hold onto our paper. It does have a really, really strong bond. It's just not instant, so. Okay, and then I'm going to take our little happy birthday greeting, which is also a die from this set. And Lana said she could do without the chicks until she saw the corn. I know, it's a curse of being a Midwestern corn country kind of girl, right? The coop is really cute too. All right. Oh, and Joan says that she wants to try the Take Your Pick tool. I highly recommend it. I sometimes don't love like clinging to little tiny bits, so that is going to be, it was a game changer for me to kind of switch over to that. Okay, our stump is gonna go here, and we're gonna put our little birthday chick sitting on his stump to give him some oomph. And we're gonna take our little bag of grain and pop this over here at the corner. And then to accent that, I'm gonna pick up my corn here from the mat with my tool. When you're working with tiny things like this, I find that it's easiest not to put the glue on the thing, but rather to put the glue on the place that you're sticking it. So I'm gonna pop this over to the back side and then just pick up with my take your pick tool and put my guy on there. So, okay, I'm gonna flip it to the other side. I'm gonna turn it just a little so that the corn doesn't line up so much with the green bag that's the same color. Okay, so now we have our guy there. So we have our scenes kind of set for our card, but we need to do a little adding to these. And my favorite way to color these chickens is with the Stampin' Blends markers. So I'm gonna pop these on here. And then the other part that we're gonna add to this is the sign. So this chicken is gonna go on the front, and he's gonna hold his little sign. And the message for that is happy birthday, which comes from the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set. And I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this on a piece of Whisper White. Let's see, we're gonna cut this out, so that should work pretty well for us. And I'm gonna cut this really tight because I want it to not overlap too much of our signpost, because the signpost is honestly the cutest part of this little front bit here that the chicken's holding. So, because that's what chickens do, right? They make signs. If you are familiar with the book Click, Clack, Moo, it is absolutely one of my favorite kids' books. There's a whole series of them. And if you're not familiar with it, you should contact your local library and check it out because it's really cute. Duck is the main character in there, but there's chickens too. So the chickens want blankets, right? Chickens want blankets? I think so. All right, it's been a little while. Anyway, Click, Clack, Moo, don't forget it. Okay, so our chickens are gonna go across here. He's gonna hold this sign. Our birthday chicken is gonna go here with this cupcake in the middle, and our little celebratory chick is gonna go here. So let's go ahead and turn these over and add some glue. I also often use my multi-purpose liquid glue to adhere layers. That is a great way to use it and know that your layers are gonna stay. The other nice thing about using it for layers is that you can shift things just a teeny bit. If you are a person who has trouble lining up those little 1/8 inch borders, try green lead glue, or the multi-purpose liquid adhesive, sorry, because it will let you just do that tiny little shift at the end that you need to get stuff on there. Sue, you're not late. You're doing just fine. So you can always go back and rewatch. All right, and then I'm gonna pop this one on the inside, same thing. Sandy says the chickens, remember of her grandparents' ranch. It is kind of fun, right? Think about where we've seen our chickens. I just realized I cut this fence post and I'm not actually using it on this card. All right, but anyway, let me bring in our, and then once we get our chickens on here, I'm gonna go ahead and add an accent with these metallic pearls. I love the little gold ones because I think they feel like little bits of kerneled corn or something yummy for chickens on the bottom. So when we bring our chicken in and add the corn at the bottom, then we have this guy here. So here's our front of our corner pop-up card, and then we open it on the inside and we have our chicken scene here. Oh, and I should talk, I didn't show you this part here, but I should tell you about this. It's really important when you use this. I used my 2-inch circle punch to punch this out, but you have to be careful about where you put the adhesive on here. So this is on a Stampin' Dimensional. Can I show you? There it is. It's on a Stampin' Dimensional, but the dimensional is underneath right here. You have to make sure that you don't put a dimensional also on the other side of the fold, or it will keep your card from folding properly. So it's kind of a fun way to accent the inside of that and have our greeting show. So there is our card. All right, so if you weren't convinced before that you needed this stamp set, I hope that this card kind of gives you a little bit of an extra nudge to know that these chickens are really fun to make scenes with. And of course, they're part of 4 cards that I did here for this scene or this set. So this one is a hidden buckle card, and these video tutorials are all available on my blog. And it has a nice trifold that stays shut when you use that little hidden buckle. There is the Stair-Step pop-up card, and this is different from the ones that I usually do. Usually my Stair-Step pop-ups are horizontal, they go like this. So I reconfigured and shared all the cutting and scoring sizes with you for how to make this. And so this card actually opens like this. There's a place to write inside, but the coolest part is that it stands up here, like on your desk or whatever. Kim says everybody needs chickens. I agree, they're fun. Okay, so there's our Stair-Step pop-up. And then the last card is my daughter's favorite. And, my daughter's favorite. It is the Peekaboo card. And so on the front, it has our chicken friend and happy birthday. And then when you open it, the little sliding panel comes across and says, "You're still a spring chicken." There we go. I didn't realize I was off camera, sorry. So, and there I got my fences in there. So super duper fun magic kind of card. So again, if you would like the written tutorials for these projects, all you need to do is place an order in my online store this month during February. You have a couple days left of any size. And if you have a longer wish list or you're going to get a celebration item for free, then you'll want to go ahead and place that $50 order, and you'll get supplies for 2 of these projects. It's actually going to be our hidden buckle and the Stair-Step pop-up card, and you're going to get these as a kit in the mail. So I'll have the pieces die cut for you, and all of the directions and so forth that you need for that, the cardstock and embellishments and whatnot. So, all right. I hope that you have enjoyed visiting with our chickens as much as I have. Again, yeah, the chicken bundles are a whole lot of fun. You can get the information for those from the video description. And this corner pop-up card that we shared today is an awful lot of fun. It's a great layout to use for lots of different things. The fireside stamp sets are great to do like a little scene on the inside with like a firelight and so forth. You can also design this card so that you put little tacks at the corner, and you can have little banners open across the center when you open it. So there's another fun idea for you. I've done these pop-up corner cards for years, and they're among my most popular video tutorials on my YouTube channel. So I know these are always a hit. So lots of things. Okay. Couple questions. Yes, Sue, the flowers are, there we go. The flowers are from yesterday. There were a ton of flowers in that package if you saw them. I actually have 2 vases that size that were came from that one bundle. So kind of fun. And let's see, anything else I need to cover? Yeah, I think that the Hey Birthday Chick bundle might be on back order temporarily, but it is due to come in pretty soon, so within the next couple of weeks. So I wouldn't worry too much about the ship time on that. It won't be a really long wait, so at least according to the information I have right now. And yeah, so that is episode 100 for our Maker Mornings with Meg video. Thank you guys so much for visiting with me each day. I love the chance to see you and share some ideas and so forth. But all right, I am off to deliver some missing papers to a student at the high school right now. So there's never a dull moment, right? All right, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. So happy stamping, guys.